Hey guys, happy Monday. I'm so happy you decided to click on this little video today. This is the Plan Eats YouTube channel and I'm Plan Eats. And I had a few things I wanted to share with you guys today. The first had to do with a comment that was made recently, just a couple of days ago, and I'm putting it down below. You can read along with me here. It says, "Come make us another video when you're over 50 and you've been vegan that long. You can be so naive but fully convinced they know the truth." To which I replied, I'm 52. So a lot of you guys had, I think, glanced over this, and a few people put some likes on this one, because for those of you that have been following me for any length of time, you know my age is actually 52. And he came back after that, or she, I'm not sure if it's a male or a female, and said, he looks like a 20-something emo boy living in his mom's basement. Not sure that's a good thing. And then, of course, I replied, because, you know, I wanted the last word, but I said, "LOL, I'm thinking you're a fan pretending to hate because your comment was so damn complimentary. May I use it in a future video? Honestly, though, you have to see the humor in it. No. Oh, and check out my $1 million condo tour so you can move beyond this mom's basement theory. You just keep stepping in it, my friend." And at some point, he acquiesced and said, "Shit, wrong channel or wrong account. I'm bombing out with you. You're too powerful." It sort of suggests that he's just here to troll. I don't know. But the purpose of that was not to be braggadocious like Trump would put it. You know, I don't live in my mom's basement. I'm not 20 or 30 or 40. I'm 52. And why am I making this sort of the centerpiece of this video? Well, it's simple. Because there's a lot of people in the comment section saying that a vegan diet is not a possibility for those that want to live a healthful life. And I want to put that back on the table, because a vegan diet can be healthful, and it, you know, that's proven in theory and practice. I've said this before, and I'm going to repeat it every video if I need to. A vegan diet is appropriate and healthy for every stage of life, and that is supported by thousands and thousands and thousands of dietitians and nutritional scientists around the world. Now, if you're a person who has a problem with authority, and I get that, I might argue that skepticism should be balanced with an equal dose of trust. But if you have trouble with authority, and some of us do, and we should to some degree, then look at the practice side of things. Look at me. I'm 52. I've been vegan, strict vegan, since my mid-40s. And before that, since my 20s, I was always the type of person in the health food stores, digging in the freezer section, looking for the tempeh and the tofu. And if I could eat beans over meat, I chose to do that. I seldom bought meat. I never saw meat as a healthy thing. In fact, my goal was to try to reduce the meat in my diet to the point where I felt like I was still getting some iron and B12 and protein, right? The typical arguments for why one would eat meat. When I learned that I didn't have to eat meat, I went vegan instantaneously. And that's really why I'm trying to be really fixated on this point, because there are lots of people out there that are in the same position that don't want to eat animals but feel like they have to. And that's what this is about, is to say, no, you don't. Now, some of us want to focus in on the fact that, well, you know, look at Casey, look at other people who are sick who can't eat a vegan diet. They can't eat a high fiber diet. Well, not everybody has illness. Not everybody has ulcerative colitis. Did I say it right that time? I don't know. Many people are healthy, just flat out healthy, and can handle fiber, especially if it's added into the diet slowly and surely. So to say outright that a vegan diet isn't healthy is outright wrong, because I'm living proof that it is. And so are the hundreds of people that I support on this channel, who in some cases have been vegan for decades and are also thriving on a vegan diet. Don't discount that. That's important to keep in mind. So I'm not here to say you have to follow a vegan diet. I'm just saying, if you choose a vegan diet, then don't listen to people who say you're going to end up destroying your health. That's not necessarily true. And really, that's why I'm using my age and the superficiality of everything in this video. If I can use that to make my message. If that's what I have to offer, then I'm going to use it. Because if you want to be a vegan, you can be a vegan. And if you have a certain illness, then, you know, maybe your body won't be able to handle a lot of fiber. There are some people that have had digestive issues that have actually cured those issues with veganism. So, you know, what works for one person isn't necessarily going to be the same for another. It's about trying things on, seeing if it works. If it works, give it a shot. If it doesn't, then, you know, throw it back, toss it back. I understand that. That was my first point. The second point I want to talk about has to do with a comment, and I'm mentioning this and I'm putting it down. You can read it yourself, because it is a common theme among people that don't believe in veganism. And they say it's artificial, that if we were in the wild, if we were living in the wild, if we were back in the paleo period, we wouldn't be eating a vegan diet. Well, we don't live in the paleo period. This is 2018. The normal has changed. And when we talk about what is in fact natural, well, compared to what? You know, I mean, I ask these questions. I know I'm sounding a little bit frustrated, but what should you be comparing a vegan diet to in terms of naturalness? I mean, beans, greens, nuts, and seeds, those things are natural, ladies and gentlemen. They're grown from the earth. A vegan diet is a natural diet. And if I was thrown back into the wild, would I have to make some adjustments? Of course, but I don't really see that happening. And if I can choose a menu off of the current 2018 normal, my menu is going to be the healthy vegan diet. And just to round out that point, I'm going to leave a TED Talks link in the description box. Give it a watch. It's really worth watching. It was delivered by an academic who has really no horse in the race, so to speak, and you might find that interesting. One little tidbit about that has to do with broccoli, how broccoli today is so different than how broccoli would have been back in the paleo period. And keep in mind, broccoli is far more healthy today and nutritious than it was then. So give that a watch and maybe let me know what you think if you haven't seen it already. The last thing I want to talk about are the comments. The comments have been exploding. It's exactly what my vision was for this channel. That to me shows that people are engaging the channel. And you know, the comments are all over the place. I'm leaving some down below, as you can read them as I talk here. And that's what I want. I want it to be honest, and I want it to be a place where everybody's voice is respected. And remember, the only way to make connection and to learn from each other, that means I learn from you and you guys learn from each other and learn from me, is to be honest and to share our own personal experiences. And you know, I'll just relate this to me being a teacher, and if I want to deliver content to my students, the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I can in fact connect with them first. And my ability to deliver content to students around Christmas time or later in the year is much greater than it is in September when the kids don't know me as well. And that's the same as in the comments. So I spent hours and hours yesterday reading your comments and responding to many of them. I respect every one of them, even the ones that are a little unkind. And I'm really just trying to encourage you guys to leave your own personal experiences. Saying that veganism is a cult is an easy thing to say, but tell me why you're saying that. I mean, there must be something that happened to you in your life that made you think that. And maybe you were vegan at one point. Maybe you lived in a cult. I don't know. That's what I want to hear. That's what people really connect with. That's a story. But just to sort of make blanket statements, people are probably just going to sort of walk around your comment, or they're going to be triggered, and it's going to be a back and forth. It's going to be a competition, and nobody gains by that. It just keeps a division between parties. So I will ask you guys to continue to leave comments. I will continue to respond to those comments. I will continue to show them in future videos and make it a healthy comment section. And with that, I will ask you to leave a comment right now if you haven't already. And if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to the Plan Eats YouTube channel. I'm aiming to get this to 10,000, and we're getting pretty close there. And if you haven't already, you can also connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The links are down below in the description box. And I look forward to seeing you right back here in a few days' time for another super fresh video.